Okay, part two. Give this another go. Since we completely missed 18,149.99, which has been on my chart now forever. All right, there we go. Alrighty. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see how far they're going to take this. And then we'll just go into probably no audio. Yeah, tell me about this, like, call-in only. You're thinking that I just go ahead and take the chat out altogether, and then just do call-in only? See, I started it with that I really wanted to talk, I wanted to do a rant over what I know and what some of the things that, are important to me. And I guess I'm beginning to feel, I thought that maybe they would leave at 800. Then I thought, no, they'll probably go at like 3,000, because they need to, fix a fender on their Honda, or whatever. That, life goes on, and people, grow up, but this is a profession for them. And I've heard all sorts of things. Oh, they're just kids. I don't buy that. I seriously don't buy that. One of the most successful YouTubers is he's like 8 years old. Now, you're not allowed to like put a YouTube video up on your own unless you're 13, but if you have your parents and, like, I guess maybe you're an actress. I don't know how they do it, but there's a kid that's like 8 years old that's on YouTube. So I don't buy it. I don't buy this whole, they're just kids, they're just, morons. I don't buy it at all. And I don't know if there's some sort of a book in me or, like, why in the world. And I was talking to someone a couple nights ago about this, and he's explaining to me the same things that everybody else has been explaining to me for all these years. And it's like, give me a break. This is an epidemic. You don't ignore an epidemic. And then the reactions are the same among people. This is epidemic. And what I'm afraid is that most of the people that I talk to probably treated people like this before. And that's why they have a difficult time having a reaction that is different than what has become comfortably numb. And I am not comfortably numb. I mean, we're talking about tens of thousands of hours of content. I have seen every sort of post. I know exactly what it looks like, what it smells like, where it's headed, and I am happy to get whatever to whatever they want. And what I'm afraid of is that this trade could be at $75,000, and it's going to be the same. And this is the demise of these incredible platforms that we have. That will be the demise, and they will get what they want. So for me, it's kind of like I'd rather give it to them now on my time and my dime than I would to have the entire interface wrecked and ruined because of it. I have so many things to talk about like this, and it's like, dude, man, and then they're just the same, indignant ass wipes. It's the same. It's not even like it's not even fun. It's like, and they say the same stupid things about me. It's just, like, please. I have people that have recordings of me that hold on to them for a year, and then they take it viral. It's like, dude, seriously, man. And it's the same jackass thing. It's the same. I can't even explain it to you. It's like, it's identical. And I just can't believe, like, I've been in this since $12.50. And these guys act identical. So that's telling me that they don't know jack. They know a few things to say. They want to talk about other people in the space that they don't know anything about. They're not willing to go through that front door, but they clutter the consciousness of other people that really don't, I mean, I don't even, it's very difficult for me to talk about this because, I know how to earn and I'm here to learn. I think that the people in the space are fascinating people. I think each of them are fascinating people. Very, very few people in my life do I come out and say they're a scam artist. Because there are very few people that I've known in my life that either didn't almost become one, they've slept with one, they've worked for one, they bank with one, they've bought a house from one. They're littered in every part of everything that we do. So why am I going to isolate scam artists in making money? What I don't have any, there's no reality around that. I don't have any, what am I going to say? If you've got an issue with an individual in the space, write them. And if anyone's listening, that's what I do when faced with concerns about another individual. I don't go through the back door. I don't go into someone else's channel and try to, mine out or fish out or whatever. I'm trying to do that. You go through the front door. Write the mofo. If you're really that concerned. But the thing is that you're really not that concerned. That's why you're stuck. You're stuck in that mindset. You're not. I mean, if you were really that concerned, you would be, for example, like you would be over the Bitcoin mumble and really, have to learn something. This is not what my channel is about. This channel is not about getting into, I go through the front door. I have a question about anyone in the space, and everyone knows this about me. I go through the front door. That's it. And we can talk crypto drama, but we would be like, this is entertainment, completely entertainment only. Everyone has been kindly invited. Everybody knows that they're going to be roasted. And then you do that, But that isn't, that's not what I'm doing. Any kind of crypto drama, like there's drama everywhere in this space. But I think when you're talking about individuals, I'm done with that. I've heard so much of it. So much of it. There's so many people that I have met. So many people that we could talk about. And All right, so let's kind of get into where we are here. All right, so you guys got the bigger picture, and now when we knew, right, we had the 18,134.89. Obviously, we've fallen off of the all-time high. Is that right? Am I right in that, or do we still have another number up above? No, I have to get my bearings now again. This particular drawdown is a little bit positioned a little differently than this one is here. So I'm not really too sure what they're up to. And we're not quite ready to, certainly this is not some sort of a reversal, that there's a pattern that it's not telling me that there's a reversal, but, you keep your eyes out because the FME line, the free market equilibrium line, which is just the all-time highs, I don't get all, I think. I have to go back, which I will do as soon as I get my wits about me here. So let's go into the 30 minutes. We can make sure. And then, yeah, there's the wick. That's the famous CBOE. Is that right? I think so. Yeah, I'll have to go back another point of view here. Oh, there's the CBOE. Oh man, it's been a long week. There's the CBOE right there. So I'll go ahead and put a line in there so we can make sure, so I don't misspeak about that, because I really should have been saying this whole time that these were near-time highs, near-time all-time highs. Someone needs to step in and correct me, guys, which is perfect to do, because this is not it's a guru-free. And let me come back up here. That's weird, but there it is. So the 1860, there we go. So we're really just coming out of the beginning. So 18,000 to come back and readdress the CBOE higher prints as we come into Sunday. So I think I don't even know how many charts I looked at today. So I think we're all situated on the BTC USD to kind of get all the numbers out. We want to hold on to the 17,892. I don't think we want to go too far below those highs, because then the entire pattern takes us back into the channel. And then if there's any kind of downward pressure, then we can get more serious lows out of this. Right now, we're kind of healthy. If you had taken the cross, more than likely you would be looking at maybe some trade management in the whole move. And let me do some price range from the cross to where we are now. We're talking about 7%, 7.2% from the cross. So, somewhere around 5% you might have taken a look at, letting something go, and then maybe you're just letting it run up here until price gives you another discount if you wanted to be adding. So keep an eye on that. Take it off right now. 7% from the cross. All right, let me move in, get a better look, and then come back over here. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I was listening to, someone that was talking about, it may have even been the YouTuber, he goes on the Super Chats now, and he was talking about that in the day of the, successful YouTuber, that the chances of becoming a successful YouTuber, those days are pretty much over. And then you have to look at, well, if YouTube isn't going to present any kind of like success model, now, and it's different for everybody, I think he said that he's got like 1,500 videos. So, you know, a lot of people use YouTube as a library, and or to like a test net even. So, you know, it's used for different things, but to be completely taken out of the YouTube marketplace, want to come onto the platform and make it your livelihood or a part of your livelihood, you know, it's been wrecked by a lot of people that have this idea that they can walk into a space and do whatever they want. They can ruin anything that they want. And for me, like, this is not, I have a great story about Walmart, and it goes to this whole idea of that anybody walking in can do whatever they want because it's too expensive to not give them what they want. And the idea that you would ignore anyone, and I've had this argument with many people, something that I just can't do. They tell me that I have to do it, but if I want to stay on the internet, that I have to learn how to ignore people. And I just can't do it. Just like I can't ignore the candles, just like I can't ignore, you know, 10 years being a trader. I can't, what part of that am I supposed to ignore? What part of my code am I supposed to ignore? Because there's a disturbance, because I can't, you know, I can't reason with people that are unreasonable. You know, I don't know that. I have no idea. All I know is that there is a element of rudeness and privilege, and you know that isn't what you know, that isn't why I'm here. I know that that isn't why I'm here tonight. I knew that I needed to rant about something, but I didn't think that it would be over, you know, someone that has just a different sort of, you know, they have an agenda. And I don't have an agenda, especially when it's coming with talking about other people in the space. I find it very, it's like, I don't know, just talk about yourself, you know? Talk about yourself. There's so much more. I mean, the trade is going to find you out anyway. Much better off examining yourself, putting together your rules, learning how to journal a trade. In fact, speaking of that, I have a new Nightbot about journaling a trade, and that is called, to plug myself in. That really happens pretty fast. I'm just gonna go. Let's make sure that that stays on. Gosh, I hope I've got enough juice. All right. I put a command up today. And it is the command that deals with journaling. Let's make sure that I've got it. I think. There it is. I want to see if this works. I did. If anything can really kind of express, you know, like really what I'm all about. That's a command in my Nightbot. You know, and it's sort of like, you know, stop coming into people's spaces without knowing anything, with you being, you know, filled with your own agenda. I mean, I don't know where on the platform it says that that's cool to do. It's not cool, and it's not cool anywhere, you know? And I think that it's in part of maybe some of the things that are wrong with advertisers not wanting to be here and you know, everything falling apart at the seams, and then it's going to become something else that, you know, then they win. But they, you know, they have Twitch, they have Reddit, they have the IRC channels. They go so nasty because I watch the Tweet Deck, and it's just filthy stuff, you know. And it's like, how many pieces of how many subdivisions do you need of the internet? Because if you've got a question about any man that is involved, and I'm talking about any man or woman that's involved in cryptocurrency, they are so easily accessible. They are so right there. Ask them. I really think it's a good idea. The trade's coming back to free market right now. So this is what I was saying about that, you know, creating whatever kind of formation. And so we could be looking at, if you want me to kind of draw in there, I can give you an idea of what might be happening. And what might be happening is that we have a left shoulder. I should probably maybe, you know what I'll do? I think I'll do this in a, just trim line. And I'll do it in a like yellow color here. All right, so we have a left shoulder. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit so we can get a real tight look at this. Then, these don't always work out, but this is the sort of work that you need to be doing if you are putting together a thesis, and that is the apex that is now forming, and we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be greater than, it's going to reach for the all-time high again. We just simply don't know. The projection of a pattern like that can do this. And what you really want it to do is it comes back down and it goes below the first leg, and then it will power up through the apex and then move up. So that sort of makes sense because we're right here. It needs more energy. It could do it from here, but it needs a lot of energy to go ahead and do this power move that takes us into the $19,000 area. So that's it. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect when you're just doing it like this, but it can be, you know, sort of perfect. As you can see here, we can perfect it a little bit more. Now we have the next print that's coming up off the apex a little bit, so we don't know. Move this aside. And then we'll just follow this and see exactly what might happen. I'll leave that tool over there in case we need it. There we go. A little closer over here. And that's how you do it. And that's just a simple W pattern. WWW. All right. Okay, so Wes, I see that you, like, I guess you're launching your site, and are you thinking about? I mean, I just saw it for the first time tonight, so definitely need to. Oh, bio apologies. Definitely need to just, you know, part of it is actually talking to someone about it tonight, is that a lot of this is in the doing. You know, like I close down, give the guy the attention, close down. I come on because I have a whole brand called Bitcoin Moving that doesn't really mean anything. It just, you know, I enjoy it. And the price is moving, and so, you know, I power back on. So it's a lot of it is just in the doing. Yeah, right. Yeah, I always stayed with the one channel, and then, you know, if I wanted to talk about you know, biscuits, then we just talk about biscuits. and instead of like diluting diluting the name, which isn't really a brand. It's just I look at it this way that uh, it's a persona, and then there's multiple areas of interest just to keep it flowing. And then of course we were over at Steam It today, and we did this great post over at Steam It, and I wanted to make sure that we had our profile picture and all that figured out, but um, when I went in there, it was asking me for like all this password stuff, and I was like, oh no. So I had to dig around and sort around and see, and from when I think what I did actually is that when the channel was built, I made pictures. I took pictures of the sign up and the key and everything. And now I'm having to go back through and find it. Because we really didn't think. I made a couple of posts, and then here's that pullback. We don't know what's going to happen with that right leg now. I'm not. We weren't really too sure what we would do over at Steam It, and there's a lot of controversy about going over there, and once again that it was a scam and so forth, and so. But I went ahead and went back over there. I think we've made like 5 new posts. And then I thought, well, I'm going to mess around with the profile. And I probably shouldn't have even done that, but I did. And then now I have to figure out where the darn password is. But it was really telling, that here I was so excited about going back over there. All right, so what did I say? I think that for it to come straight down like this is a little ridiculous, but that's kind of what's happening. And I don't know, I'm only giving this a certain length, not because of anything, just a little bit of experience. I'm just taking it down to a level that seemed to be, might be able to get some reaction from there. Or many times in these patterns, if it's really meant to build the kind of the velocity, it'll really pull back. And we might be able to see even prints. As I was saying before, we were in the first episode, that it was possible that we could actually, like we would just move right back into the channel. Yeah. It destroys this a little bit until the trade moves back up again. You won't really accept that that was indeed what's called a deep right shoulder W, and then the trade really blasts off after here. So that sort of makes sense with the lines that we've got on the chart which we've had on the chart for quite some time, and they work out pretty well. So we will see. But man, jeez. Uh-oh. Oh, bio apologies. Hmm. Oh, okay. So we can talk about Facebook if you want. I was just going through our messages. Facebook is kind of, weird for us. And I don't. Ooh, did you see that? Did you see that piece of news? Oh boy, Bitfinex critic claims to be organizing a class action lawsuit against iFinex. A prominent Twitter-based critic of Bitfinex, AB33, has announced his intention to initiate a class action lawsuit against iFinex, a British Virgin Island-based company of which Bitfinex has previously asserted blah, blah, blah. Hold on just a moment. Let me grab it. Holy moly. You're hearing it for the first time. 20 minutes ago. Let's see here. He has previously asserted it is owned and operated. The announcement of AB 33's desire to seek litigation against the company after the surfacing of documents revealing that iFinex had been struck off Singapore's Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority, also known as the ACRA registry. AB 33 claims to be organizing litigation against iFinex. On the 11th of December, AB 33 published a post stating his intention to organize a class action against iFinex. AB 33 accuses the exchange of market manipulation, misleading patrons, and publicly trading shares of a private company illicitly. Most of the accusations likely to relate to Bitfinex's conversion of BFX tokens into iFinex shares following the major hack suffered by the exchange during 2016. After losing approximately 72 million US dollars worth of customer funds to the hack, the exchange chose to socialize losses, resulting in the conversion of 36% of all customers' accounts into BFX tokens. Although the exchange promised to pay back all BFX tokens with a corresponding quantity of USD, Bitfinex quickly began to encourage its customers to convert their BFX tokens into equity in the company. A prominent Bitfinex critic currently facing litigation from the exchange has previously alleged that the exchange continued to encourage the conversion of BFX tokens after losing its banking relationships, asserting that the company withheld said information from its customers and investors at the time. AB 33 has also accused iFinex of violating the British Virgin Island laws through issuing shares of an entity registered as a private limited company. NewsBitcoin.com recently reported on sudden flash crashes between 60% to 98% that affected multiple altcoin markets on Bitfinex during the 29th of November. Bitfinex described the events as comprising panic across multiple markets, claiming that the exchange's protection measures prevented the markets from dropping further than they did. The company denied technical issues being the catalyst for the crashes, despite maintaining the exchange has been under a sustained DDoS attack since late November. A Telegram group is reported to have compiled CSV files documenting the trades executed leading up to and during the recent 98% ETP flash crash. The group's analysis concludes that ETP dropped from $3.42 USD to just 11 cents USD in 2 seconds. Furthermore, someone purchased 12,720 ETP at between $2.751 and $3.40 in the middle of the crash, after which the price returned to 11 USD before 12 seconds of total market inactivity on Bitfinex. As such, the group's conclusions have renewed old concerns that Bitfinex order books may not be as liquid as they appear. Make sure that you guys are still there. Yeah, 20 minutes. So plus the read time. Let me just get it in the can. So, said concerns stem from isolated flash crashes on Bitfinex during 2015 and earlier that invoke speculation that the company was continuing to import the order books of other exchanges to give the illusion offering greater liquidity, a deceptive tactic that Bitfinex's chief financial officer, Giancarlo Davicini, has, and pardon me for that, has previously admitted the exchange used to practice. iFinex to be struck off Singaporean ACRA register. Shortly before AB33 published the post indicating his intention to pursue litigation against iFinex, documents circulated online indicated that the company was struck off the ACRA's register in November. The documentation shows that both iFinex and RenRenB were struck off on the 6th of November. The ACRA news is seen as significant due to Bitfinex appearing to have not previously informed its customers that the associated companies were registered in Singapore, further intensifying scrutiny surrounding the exchange's alleged lack of transparency. And then they're asking their readership, what are your thoughts on the increasing scrutiny of Bitfinex and its related companies' operations? Share your thoughts in the comments. The tags are AB33, Action, Bitfinex, British Virgin Islands, BVI, Claims, Class, Critic, Davicini, Digfinex, Giancarlo, iFinex, Law, Lawsuit, and Economy, Organizing, Suit. Those are all of the tags. Let's see here. Well, I don't, the channel is not really for anything other than chart dynamics and like price calls. So I have to look in to see how many other things happen. I mean, we were here earlier to draw the W, so it does look like if it continues to take some traction, then we'll get maybe a few more candles to the downside, but I'm not really certain. But as far as the pattern is concerned, this is just a classic right shoulder W, and we've drawn it. And for price to go above this line that I have here on my chart, we really do need to gather up some energy. If the news story is enough energy, we don't really know just yet. But and some of the wording in the article is kind of a little bit of a copy and paste because we had heard about the ACRA before, and this is one thing about the media for cryptocurrency in general is that sometimes they'll have very little to say, but they'll do the copy and paste to make, get the article built up a little bit fatter. But I will put the headline in here and head and sort out the headline that way, and then I read off what all the tags were too. So, but yeah, I mean, making a a entry call, some of the things that you need to do is the why here, why now. I mean, it's 20 minutes after 3 o'clock in the morning in New York, and we do have the break of this channel line, but of course as the channel line has continued to grow, it starts to shorten up on the price. So there's a little bit of downward pressure that we have here, and I can't say that it's that all of the pressure to the downside is going to be related to that news, but it's kind of like a why here, why now. The shoulders can be decent places to renew a position, but there's so much more that that has to happen up here, you know. So we'd have to take a look at the RSI and see where we are with the RSI, and then did it kind of coordinate with pulling back. Now, if RSI was at 80 and we had pulled back to 60, and that's kind of where we were there, that isn't such a bad place to enter, anticipating that it would go back up. But we don't, I can't really tell you how good of a position that would be for re-entering. Because really the whole position is from the cross we have like 7%. So from the cross, then there would have been enough profit that you would really be looking for a serious, like you wouldn't just do this midway, and you certainly wouldn't do it just on one pattern, is my thinking. But the cool thing about the trade is that, you gotta do you. But oh boy. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to have an allegiance getting back to any kind of litigation. Having a lawsuit filed requires that all parties basically come forward in the full measure of themselves, and then there's interrogatories, and depends on how deep they can go, and when you're up against a fiduciary that might have a bankroll. I had this idea that maybe it was just over a settlement, and you bring forth the lawsuit and your concerns, and then the world knows about it, and then and then it's settled, as they say, out of court, and the person that brought the lawsuit is made whole, and then they accept the check, so to never discuss it again, and it's done. And these are called plaintiff suits, and they can really take a lot. They can take a lot of wind out of a business, take a lot of time away, like that. I think I need to at least get that straight out to a couple people. So that's what I'll do. I'll put myself on mute. Yeah. Yep. See you later, Wes. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out, being my hangout guy. Appreciate it. Let me see if I can. I'll be on mute too, by the way, guys. I'll put my disclaimer up.